Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TPRS Getting It Right, Making It Fair webinar, brought to you by Nat Road in collaboration with the ATO. My name is Michelle. Today, we are talking about the Taxable Payments Reporting System, or the TPRS, and what it means for the road freight industry. We'll be unpacking the Taxable Payments Annual Report, or TPAR, and answering some of the key questions we hear from our members and across the sector. Joining us is Dale Hulling, Assistant Director of the TPRS product team at the ATO. Dale brings extensive experience in tax compliance, client service, and stakeholder engagement. And as a former small business owner, he brings a practical and empathetic perspective to this conversation. Dale, thanks for being here. To start us off, what is the Taxable Payments Reporting System, and why was it introduced?
Thanks very much, Michelle, and thanks for the opportunity to speak. The Taxable Payment Reporting System is a shadow economy measure to assist the ATO to identify contractors who may not be meeting their tax obligations. It promotes fairness and transparency in industries with higher contractor use. The TPAR lodgements as a whole in 2024 saw over 175,000 businesses reporting almost 1.4 million individual contractors. And the total reporting value is $485.5 billion. Now, to put that in the context of the road freight industry, there was over 6,750 road freight businesses made up in those numbers, reporting over 92,000 contractors, and the gross value of your industry alone is $11.4 billion.
What is the Taxable Payment Annual Report, and who needs to lodge it?
Well, businesses that pay contractors for services in certain industries, including road freight, must report these payments to the ATO.
Okay. And why is the road freight industry a focus for the ATO?
Well, unfortunately, it's a high-risk industry. It's ranked as high as number 4 on our reported tax evasion behaviours metrics. And some of those behaviours include things like under-reporting of income, cash payments and sales, and also registration issues. So in a recent TPRS phone campaign with the road freight industry of entities with contractor expenses who were not reporting, 71% of those that we contacted confirmed the expenses reported in their income tax return related to reportable contractor payments. Since our calls, over 3/4 of these entities have actually agreed to lodge, which is a great outcome for us. Basically, TPAR helps ensure all taxpayers and businesses are doing the right thing.
Dale, what types of payments need to be reported?
Well, if you're in the road freight industry and paying contractors, and there's a distinction there between contractors and employees, you may need to lodge a TPAR. So if 10% or more of your turnover is derived from road freight, and I imagine the vast majority of your members, this will be the case, then let's say they have a turnover of $1 million and more than $100,000 of that turnover is made up from road freight activities, and they pay contractors, then they would need to lodge a TPAR. You can find more information about the 10% rule and also the distinction between contractors and employees on the ATO website.
And what are some of the common TPAR mistakes businesses are making?
Well, I think the biggest one is missing the August 28 TPAR lodgement due date. That's the day that TPARs are required to be lodged to the ATO annually. Misclassifying employees as contractors is something else we see. Reporting incorrect or invalid ABNs, not rounding up dollar figures, lodging with decimal points, negative symbols and special characters. So I guess, the simple takeaway is make sure you lodge by the 28th of August, only use whole dollar amounts, and make sure you just keep any text fields with simple text in it.
How can businesses check if they need to lodge?
We would recommend speaking to your registered tax or BAS agent, or you can contact the ATO business line for advice on 13 28 66.
And how would businesses go about lodging?
There's a number of options through online services for business, which is our online portal that can be found through the ATO website. You can use business accounting software that has that functionality, or via a registered agent. We
Okay.
do also have a live simulator that lets you practice lodging a TPAR without putting in and saving any of your own data.
That's great. And what happens if a business doesn't lodge?
Well, look, in the circumstances where businesses are refusing to lodge, failure to lodge penalties can apply. And these penalties are based on the size of the entity lodging. So, there was probably approximately $5 million worth of penalties applied to over 2,700 businesses in 2025, of which $415,000 was applied to 270 businesses in the road freight industry. Now, those amounts are on average for small business around the $2,000 mark. And that just seems to be money that businesses don't need to spend when obviously the simple act there is to simply lodge on time.
Yeah. How does the ATO use the TPAR data?
Well, we don't just target small business, we target significant global entities as well and across all sizes of business. And just going back to those FTL penalties for a moment, there was one single significant global entity last year that was penalised $639,600. So as I said, the penalties defined by the size of the organisation. So it's a pretty decent penalty there. And it really shows that we are interested in making sure that everybody is complying. How we use TPAR data? Well, to ensure a level playing field by identifying contractors not reporting income, detecting underreporting of income or non-lodgement, and responding to other shadow economy behaviours that are observed.
What if a business makes a mistake in their TPAR?
Well, they should correct it as soon as possible via the software or online services method they use to lodge the original. And they can also contact us for assistance.
So, what other support is available?
So the ATO has a website called Small Business Essentials, which offers webinars, checklists, and tools specifically targeted towards small business. As I mentioned, we have the ATO simulator where you can practice lodging a number of tax forms, including the TPAR. ABN Lookup is a very useful tool that allows you to confirm your contractor details, confirm the name, the state that they're in, that the ABN is indeed active, and whether they're registered for GST or not. We also have a cash flow toolkit and a host of other small business support resources on the website.
How does the ATO work with the road freight industry?
Well, I think by being given opportunities like this, where we can address your members directly, we've obviously gone out and done some roadshows with yourselves and some of the other industry bodies over the last couple of years as well. We do have an email address that you'll see at the end of the presentation that we can be contacted on as well. And obviously, we do engage one-on-one where we do need to take action against those entities that are struggling to meet their compliance obligations or choosing not to.
Do you anticipate any upcoming changes to the process or the requirements?
Look, there's no major changes forecast currently, but the ATO does continue to refine its data matching and outreach efforts. So we are, however, completing targeted compliance campaigns for entities who have never lodged a TPAR or who have exited the system incorrectly.
So, Dale, what are the key messages for business?
Oh, look, I think simply if you're paying contractors for road freight services, check if you need to lodge a TPAR. Getting it right supports fairer industry and a level playing field for everybody. You can get help via the ATO website, ato.gov.au/TPAR. And obviously you can get advice from your tax or BAS agent. I would say using the ABN lookup tool to ensure correct reporting. Look, we are targeting high-risk entities to report Phoenix tax evasion and shadow economy activity as well. And you can help us keep the system fair for everybody by making a tip-off. It only takes a few minutes. You can do it via the ATO tip-off form on our website, the Contact Us section of the ATO app, if you have the ATO app, and I do highly recommend it for small business people, or by phoning the ATO tip-off hotline on 1800 060 062.
Thanks, Dale, for this insights, and thank you everyone for watching TPRS Getting It Right, Making It Fair. If you'd like more information, visit ato.gov.au/TPAR or check out the ATO Small Business Essentials Learning Hub. And of course, if you're unsure about your obligations, speak to your tax or BAS agent. Until next time, stay informed, stay compliant, and keep your business moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you.